I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the date done, you a go love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Tricknick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
All right, greetings and good evening, people. I am Management. This is I Am Sure Sports, and today we have quite an interesting show for you. It's going to be a good one, so we ask you to jump onto the video. We're not going to break our broadcast to talk about likes and subscription and all of that. We get to the point, we stick to the point, and we have healthy, respectful conversations that helps to educate and transform our way of thinking and give us new perspective as to how we look at things. All right, so please jump on from early, hit the like, share, and subscribe. All right, we have to say a big thank you to the sponsors of this video. The sponsors are Launch Legacy, where they handle risk and seek legacy for all your personal insurance needs in Canada and the USA. Visit them at launchlegacy.com or call or text them at 647-989-0782. Launch Legacy is the place where when you stop working for money, they'll get your money to start working for you. Also, to Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it most. They're located in Linstead, St. Catherine, Jamaica, and offering loans of up to 200,000 Jamaican dollars at 0 to 4% interest rate with no processing fee, same day processing. You can call them at 876-884-7390. All right, so thank you to the sponsors. Welcome to every single one of you. I have with me this evening Mr. Christopher Williams, and I'm going to invite him to come on now because we have a lot to get through, and I know he's a very busy man, though you may see him relaxing. He's just meditating and contemplating how he can advise the coach to help get past Canada tomorrow. That's what he's doing. Sir Williams, welcome.
Yeah, man. Big up, man. Big up.
Bless up. So, you know, you have to pick up all the Taylor Heights, right?
Yeah, man. Taylor rule. Anything blue and white. Anything blue and white. You understand? Anything blue and white.
You know what is amazing? How you and Garol? Because there's only one true blue, and it's in Western Jamaica. So I don't know how you and Garol are friends. You understand me?
well, you see, him is a man that did want to go to JC, Him did want to go to JC. Him couldn't get in. So
him couldn't get in. You see, as an administrator for the group, we're going to take him out of the group right now if you ever done a few.
So him just end up a friend, you understand?
All right, blessings, man. Awesome. But first, listen, I must commend you and your entire staff, because I have been at the games and I see I've come face to face with some of the battles, the struggles, the trials, and with all that you and the rest of us, I've seen the changes. You understand me? And
Yeah,
you
man.
guys, with all of that, you pulled off probably one of the best Premier League, at least at the playoffs, the playoffs that we
Yeah,
have seen in Jamaica for a long, long time. So
yeah,
kudos
man.
to you and the entire staff. You understand me?
Yeah,
I
man.
don't know all the names, so I don't know if you want to call the names,
Yeah,
and
man.
pick them up.
Yeah,
So
man. Now, let me tell you something. The average age of the team that pulled it off is at best 21. At best 21. It is kids. And let me tell you, they have been extremely professional. Extreme. I'm so proud of our educational system, particularly UTech. They have delivered some outstanding graduates. That we went there and recruited, and those kids went up and down the country, promoting, managing, setting up, putting up perimeter signboards, put up feather banners, Nico run back and forth with match card. I mean, those kids are amazing, and I want to big them up. I don't know all the names, but they know themselves, and the core leadership team with Michelle,
yeah,
um, Stephen, and Avery, those three, and then the general manager for the season, Mitch.
Mitch.
They delivered. They delivered. They worked round the clock.
I'm going to highlight one thing. I don't know if you're aware of this, that I want to give Mitch a lot of credit, right? So there was a game at Draxall that everything was set up, right? TV, everything, fans were in the venue. And I remember one team adamant that they weren't going to play the game. And Mitch negotiated, he worked out, he talked, people cuss him, he still continued to the task. I remember I even had to get involved to get an implement to be at the venue,
Yeah,
come over because it was a situation with an ambulance. But I
yeah,
mean, when I saw how we managed the situation to get the game going,
yeah.
you realize the dedication. So
I'm telling you, and as I said, I mean, they jumped in full hand, foot, body, belly, head. Them jump in and throw everything at it. And I mean, I'm proud of Jamaicans because they delivered a first class product, and as I said, they're young and dynamic and hardworking. So, thank you for that opportunity to big them up.
yeah, man. All right. So, I mean, successful season, but in leadership, I mean, we know that we don't look at problems. We always ask ourselves, how can we do it better? So, I mean, I don't know if you have completed your assessment yet, but just looking at it from where you stand, I mean, what worked well and what going ahead you think like management, here are some of the things, fans, here are some of the things that just right off the top of my head we need to work on going forward.
We have a lot. We have a lot. We had an EGM this morning, a fantastic EGM with shareholders of all the clubs, and we walked through every aspect of it, and and we hammered out a really exciting business model. So I want to start there. The key is management and viewers and listeners. PFJL has got to be more than just one brand. The main brand and the most successful brand is the Jamaica Premier League.
Okay.
But PFJL must have several brands in an effort to do two things. One is in an effort to give the players more opportunity, and two, to widen the revenue stream. So this is not unlike Red Stripe, where them have Heineken, them have Red Stripe, they have Malta, etc. The first thing we recognize is that we can't be a one brand company. And again, as I said, with Red Stripe, they don't just sell Red Stripe. They sell Red Stripe, maybe the top seller, but they don't just sell Red Stripe. So we went through and identified some other brands that we will be bringing. You may have seen the news release on Boom El Clasico.
Right.
So that's a brand.
It's in October.
That is in October, and that is between Arnett and Waterhouse for this year. But in years to come, we're going to widen it to several matchups, right? So this is something that we're starting now, and obviously in 5 years or so, we expect it to be a big puller and enough excitement and so on and so forth. So that's one. We're also coming with a nice little league. And of course, if you take a look at the EPL and so on, you would know that they run several competitions during the league season. So we're going to be doing that again to keep the players engaged and to keep the fans excited. So some fans may not be tuned in the first round of the league because them said the league just start and so on. So as a result, we may have to do some things early in the league to pull them, and to get them excited about the teams. So we designed a couple of those tournaments that will run concurrently with the league. So the first thing is we're building out a couple of brands, right? Now, let's zone in on the most popular brand, which is the Jamaica Premier League.
JPL.
We have 6 revenue streams coming out of the Jamaica Premier League, and those are sponsorship, broadcast, gate, betting, merchandise, and player sales. All right, those are the 6 revenue streams that we're building out to provide the clubs with income.
Yes.
The broadcast is the biggest thing. We felt that we could do a little better on the broadcast in terms of the promotion of the games for viewership and for international broadcast. We have a huge diaspora, as you know, and we haven't been able to put the games in front of them in a profitable way to us. The relationship that we have now is not very structured. They're getting the games in in all kind of different little techniques to try and get it. We wanted them to get it easy, that's
the international market. You're talking the international market. Okay.
International market.
Yeah.
So because we know the diaspora is so huge, we have to figure out how do we present the game to them in a easy way that they can consume it, and of course we can we can benefit, because once they consume it, we're gonna have, somebody will buy it from us. So that's the first thing we have to fix going into the next season.
So that is not that would include also the quality of the broadcast. The broadcast itself is provided.
We're fairly comfortable with the quality. We think Sportsmax did a good job in the production. We know one and two tweaks here and there, but we thought the production was very, very good. We may add,
the reason why I ask, because I know this is part of the struggle. It is the aesthetics behind some of the venues sometimes.
You know what?
It's very difficult for the broadcast in terms of camera angles.
Yeah, but you know what? And I liken it to cricket. I think it adds to the to the Jamaicanness of the league.
Okay.
We are not MLS, so you're not gonna see the kind of backdrop that you would see at New York's Red Bull Stadium. But that's why sometimes the people like it. The people like the fact that the camera. I mean, I don't know if you remember them cricket thing where they would zone in on a man in a tree.
Yes, true.
Say, him have the best view in the house, and that's just typical of Caribbean excitement. So we have to just use that to make ourselves Jamaican, and Jamaican sells, brother. Jamaican sells. So I don't have a problem with it. We just have to give the people that are standing up on the fence or on top of the tree or the buildings, give them 2 flags and make them wave the flag and the thing, and just make it exciting for the broadcast cameras to pick up and to blend it into the production. So no, I don't have a problem with that.
Awesome.
So we're going to try and improve our international distribution. For broadcast.
All right.
On the sponsorship side, we did not sell out our sponsorship stock. Our inventory was not sold out in this season. So that's the first thing. We have to sell out our inventory, and so that's what we're working on. We I don't know if you would have recognized, but there were in fact 2 clubs that did not have a sponsor on their
check. Yeah.
So we have to, that's something we have to improve on for this season, 22-23 season. In terms of gate, we felt there were some matches we lost on. And we felt that we needed to put a little bit more strategy into when we go out of town, and space out the out of town matches properly, and then also produce them in a more party way. We are saying to ourselves, we are charged $1,000, man a ball, man want to pay 500, and yet a dance keep the night before and is $2,000 for going in, and man a buy Hennessy or left, right, and center and so on. So we said, all right, we need to improve our entertainment product so that a man feel like coming to the match is also like coming to a dance, and so he will spend in the same way. So you're going to see some improvements there in terms of the added stuff.
Could it also be, because I know that I struggle with some of the early, when you had the double headers, for example, at Draxall.
Sorry. Yes, the match time as well.
Yeah.
Now, challenge that we face, as you would know, is that some of the venues out of town, I would go as far as to say all 90%. I think it's only Catherine Hall that has broadcast quality lights. So if we do go into the night, we lose television, and or we just can't go into the night because some of them don't even have lights for playing. So we have to play around with whether we go with 3 or 3:30, because we can probably stretch it to 5:30.
Yeah.
You know? So we will play around with that, in conjunction with JFF to try and get it a little bit cooler for the for the fans. Certainly when we go to Veer and Effortville and so, because we just don't have the lights at those venues.
All right, let me just say something to the people, because all right, people, you have to give us some time. I want Mr. William to get through, because there are at least 200 questions already. That's because I can't. So I'm not ignoring you. I just want you to know that I'm not ignoring your questions, but I want to ensure that Mr. Williams has ample time to say all that needs to be said, and then I'll get to the question. So if you did a question and I've passed it, he has not in his talking, he has not answered the question, then I'll bring it back up at a later time. So please bear with us. Go ahead.
Yes, so sponsorship wise, that's what we're gonna do. Sorry, gate wise, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and push back the times a little bit, and we're going to try and put a little excitement. So what may happen is the match may play and end at 5:30, but we go on to 9 with
entertainment
dance or whatever, because obviously now we don't need much lights for for the end. Exactly. So we, so you're going to see some changes there. Then betting. Boy, I don't know about you, but every league that we see is pure betting company. We see on the front of the man. Sure.
But is betting legal in Jamaica?
No. This is not for Jamaica. Sorry, this is not for Jamaica.
Okay.
For the Jamaican market.
Okay.
We do have Just Bet as a sponsor, because they sell betting for games that are played in other countries, right? So we promote Just Bet, for people to get into sports betting, but it's not on our game. It's on EPL or NBA.
Yes.
But in the same vein, somebody in New York or Europe, or Asia
or Canada, because a lot of persons in Canada.
Right.
Yeah.
So we never make enough money off of the betting thing. So we depend on that. We are call up all of the companies and say, take our feed and pay us some money. So we have to improve on that big time. Then we have merchandise. Of course, everybody on this live know. So you can't get a shirt, you can't get no jersey, you can't get no supporter T-shirt, you can't get no hoodie, you can't get no flag, you can't get nothing. We are not deaf. We have heard you, and we are trying to ensure that we obviously don't want to get into that business. So we want to sign a deal with a company to produce the merchandise and pay us a royalty. So that is what we've been doing. We've been negotiating. Firstly, nobody ever believed in a product. So so that was the first challenge. So we had to prove that the product are the wickedest thing. Know that everybody, to the big excitement and Ray and Sabina Ram. Know the companies that call us and I say, yeah, they want to negotiate now to do some, T-shirts, some caps, so that is another area we are working on to.
Is there? I know that the JFF, they just did something with Adidas. Is there any way that in like negotiations like those, there could be a partnership where the official sponsors of the national teams also sponsor the major league, like the top league? Because what that would do is make the quality of the jerseys better and the people wanting to buy them. In other words, I don't just buy an Arsenal jersey because Arsenal is my team. It's also because it's a particular brand. Because
as soon as me hear that, me call the same man. You understand? At Jamaica College, me go. You understand? So me not, yeah, we don't play. So we pick up the phone and we call the same Adidas man, them and the same man, them say, boy, them broke, you know, and them this and them that. So we never do it. But we are called every brand. We know the story. So we are working on it. We not stop. We know say Waterhouse on it, Mulai. We know say the fans are out there wanting a quality shirt.
Yeah. All right, you frozen up on
so 2 years worth of washing.
You just froze on your side. So we may have missed something because you were frozen for a sec.
Okay, no, I just said it can take a good 2 years worth of washing.
Yeah.
So we on it. So that's, as I said, that's what we have to improve on for the next season. And then finally, player sales. We have set ourselves a target. I won't tell you what the target is, but the EGM today set a target for player sales. So we are going aggressively at marketing our players. Now that we have television production, because of course, before you couldn't, on it would have to call up a man and I say, yo, just trust me, the man wicked. You understand? Because there's no footage for show the agent in a Holland or wherever. So now that we have extensive footage, we're now able to package a deck and present it to the agents and start a sophisticated player sales campaign. So we have added that to our strategic framework, and so we've set ourselves a target to hit in terms of player sales, and we're working on that. So those are the areas.
The six avenues: betting, gates, sponsorship, broadcast, merchandising, and player sales.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're going, and as I've said, we have identified specific areas under each to improve on. So we had, and we have a board meeting at the end of July, and the board will, the board will continue the strategic analysis. We've set ourselves our financial targets, etc. So we're ready. We're ready for the new year. Remember now, you think in seasons, we think in financial year. So the financial year starts October 1. So we are ready for the new
financial year. Okay. All right. So for those of you who don't get it right, so the 6 revenue stream: betting, gate, sponsorship, broadcast, merchandise, player sales, right? And on the betting, it is to be able to allow persons outside of Jamaica to be able to bet on the games. That has to do with the accessibility to the games and to the platform. Then you have gates, which is the plan is to look at making the games not just the game, but creating entertainment before and after the game. So when a game is finished, there's a time for entertainment at the same price. So attending the game, that would facilitate more people turning up and all of that. And the sponsorship, you said that all the shares were not sold. And so the plan is to get all of those sold out under the broadcast. The production is good. It is the distribution that there is need to be a greater work on to get it out. And merchandising is the idea of royalty. Seeking royalty from whomever take up the job of producing the jerseys. And then player sale is setting targets to have players move. And people, when we're talking about player movement, is not moving from say Mount Pleasant to Harbourview. it is moving from Jamaica to the overseas market, which is facilitated by the better broadcast that is able to show clips and highlights of the players. All right. But this is really the player sales, though. Are any of these, though it is the PFJL, what aspect of these 6 outlets are directly club and directly your management team? Or is it that your management team oversees all things, including player sale? Because wouldn't it be burdensome for you to be focusing on all 6 areas? Which areas do you take on, and which areas you're just here to facilitate the clubs getting the process done efficiently?
The reason the PFJL was created is because together we are stronger than individually. So the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. That is the philosophy behind the PFJL. And so the clubs recognize that if we build out a solid management team in PFJL, that management team can better represent each club than if each club tried to do it themselves, because the clubs are not yet in a financially viable position to be able to build out the infrastructure that the PFJL can build out. So that is the philosophy behind setting up a sports promoter that is for all 12. And I like to use the example of Dream Weekend. Dream Weekend, you have 6 or 7 promoters of different parties that come together and say, all right, instead of me do Yush by myself, and you the celebrity playground by yourself, and you the water party by yourself, let us all throw our brands into one pot and sell a weekend pass, Dream Weekend. And they have exploded it into a massive product. We are doing the same thing. We're throwing our lives into the pot, Arnett into the pot, Mount Pleasant into the pot, etc. So when we go out now to an agent, we are saying, agent, we have the whole of Jamaica talent. These are the 12 forwards. These are the 15 midfielders. These are the 20 defenders. These are the 12 goalkeepers. And so the agent has a technical, because the agent want to know what is available in Jamaica. So that is the thinking behind the creation of PFJL, and that's the model that the 12 clubs are in. They're just the same like Dream Weekend. Everybody have their own party, but them realize that if them package it as a weekend party, them are gonna draw more people, and that is what the clubs are doing. They must say, yo, make a package it as Jamaica, not as Mullines or as Waterhouse. And so when you get a call from Jamaica, man say, yo, well, Jamaica must have talent, so maybe take the call.
Yeah. So let me ask this question. This sounds a lot like what we see in MLS. Are some of these things, it almost, this seem like this is not franchise, but it has the MLS management structure.
Let me tell you something. Is EPL invented? Is not MLS.
Oh, is it EPL?
EPL invented. And we learned from them. And I listen, and my strategy, and the club them strategy. The clubs understand, they've been at this a long time, and they understand that is the best way to explore the thing. That's why the league name changed, and the league's name is now Jamaica Premier League. Because the club them sit down and them discuss it, and them say, yo, the best thing out there, The best brand out there is Jamaica. So if you pick up the phone and say, yo, we are called from Jamaica, we want to talk to you about talent. A man don't know, so we have Usain, this, that, Johan, da, Leon Bailey, Raheem Sterling. So the man said, yo, better take the call, I call Jamaica. And then no, because worse, me I tell him, say, me I call with 12 clubs. You know, so they say, yo, well, we must find something, yes, so. Because this brother here have every player
under their portfolio. They have everybody under their portfolio. So I think that concept makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But I think I like the idea.
And the money goes to the clubs. The money don't go into the money goes to the club. So at the end of the day, you know, the club's not losing it. I mean, we may beg them for like a percentage just to pay our staff and so on. But the money goes to the club. Yeah. Majority of the money goes to the club.
Oh, okay. What are the clubs saying about all of this? I mean, have they bought into the vision?
Yeah.
Because this is like I'm giving up my right to dictate concerning my player. I'm giving up my right to my merchandise. Why?
No, they're not giving up their right. They're not giving up their right. They're giving up. They are throwing their brand into the pot so that the marketing can be in a more organized and structured manner.
Okay.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, if a player is sold or a shirt is sold, they get 80% of the money. Okay. So if we sell a Waterhouse shirt, is Waterhouse I get the money? Is that, you understand me? It's just like,
okay. Waterhouse players, Waterhouse get the money. All right. So yeah.
So when my staff walking through the stadium, I say shirts. They must sell all the shirts. You understand me? Yeah. And Waterhouse get the money, or Arnett get the money, or you know, Dunby get the money, or whatever.
So let me see if I can use. Let me use a Jamaican practice to see if for those who are out there can get it. So you know we have the runabout culture. So I have a pound of flour, but you have some chicken. You understand me? I mean, I could eat my flour by myself, you know, but it's not going to taste as good without having the chicken beside it. And next man have the pot, and next man have the fire. So the idea is, if all of these come together and run one boat, then everybody eat out of the pot, and everybody benefit, and everybody feel better.
Yeah, man.
Which
you start this year. Yeah. You know, a lot of people that are not Dunby fans or Harborview fans, them dare the finals. You understand me? Them dare the finals because it's just like the boat sweet. The boat sweet. Them want you go to the boat. Yeah. You know. So it's a work, man.
The next thing is that a small space like Jamaica now, Mr. Williams. Let's look at it. How many we're selling players, so that means the quality of players that we have left will not be the highest quality, though they are quality, you know, relatively speaking. So what are we going to do to ensure that the quality of play, because the most important part of the product is the players, is the players, you know, and also the, I guess, officiating and all of those things. Because if the officiating is poor, it's going to affect the play, and if the players are poor, it's going to affect the quality of play as well. So what is being done to ensure that outside of these 6 things, there is also a development of players and also using quality surfaces, which we saw for the most part this season, and we would prefer that most of the games be played on the best surfaces, and we're seeing good quality football. What is going to be done to maintain those 2 components?
No, in terms of the infrastructure, the surfaces and all of that, that's done. The EGM settled that. The clubs signed off. They are in full support. So that's done. In terms of the development of talent, the clubs, we outlined to the clubs, and we're going to have several development training sessions with CONCACAF And I have a big up CONCACAF and UEFA. Let me tell you something, man. Them man, they call you constantly. I tired to hear from them. You know what I'm saying? Them offer us everything under the sun. Any, if I say, boy, I want a hotel room, them find it for me. So, so we have a lot of support. So we're going to be doing a lot of development programs with the clubs, training of the coaches, etc. So no man, we now reap and don't sow. We as a matter of fact, we're sowing even more because now that the league hot, everybody want play. So the turnout and trials and so on has stepped up. So no, we're gonna sow, man. We're gonna sow. Don't worry about that. We're gonna sow.
And is there also a challenge being issued probably to some of the we saw an infusion of players from other Caribbean nations, because do you know that the more players you have from different territories outside of Jamaica, that also helps with your broadcasting, people taking onto the product, because if you have several St. Lucians, just maybe people in St. Lucia will watch the league. If you have Trinidadians will watch the league. Is there also a move to encourage the clubs to not just limit their player pool to the local space, but go as far as to increase the quality of play and the brand and the professionalism amongst the teams?
No, sir. I don't believe in what you just said. That not sound right. Cause the amount of money support Chelsea and Liverpool and the Jamaican man are on the side. Well, Chelsea now right there on the side. But no, the people support the sport, football. It is EPL has been drilled on us from our colonial masters. When them come take us over, them carry them EPL and them watch EPL and talk about EPL every day, and it has just grown into the whole Caribbean psyche. And we are go against that, and we're going to pressure them because we want the JPL to be the popular league in the country. It's not because of who, whether they have a St. Lucian on the side or not. No, it's the quality of play, the surface, the lighting, the commentary. No, we have built a product. And the man now watch reggae success in Japan because the Japanese they're on reggae success. They watch reggae success because they love reggae. So we are make sure them love JPL. I can't go tell the clubs to go pick 2 St. Lucian because the club them would have run me. The club them would have run me. So
all right, I understand that.
Them build them team or them want to build them team and get ready to come play some good football. We will market whoever they put on the pitch.
And I know you also outlined that there is going to be, and you said that in the league, in the EPL, there are other leagues that they play. But I mean, you hinted at there being some other leagues. So there are going to be other tournaments amongst the teams that are in the JPL while the league is going on.
That's our plan. So stay tuned.
Okay, so we could see a knockout without being specific. You understand? I know you don't want to reveal, you don't want to spill the beans. You know what?
Wait till the squad. You can't take the thunder from the sponsor. Okay.
Okay.
Let the sponsor announce it, and then we talk about it. But enough ball going wrong. Enough ball.
Okay. A lot of people also. I love the format of the playoffs.
Yeah,
right? Some people are thinking that, come on, at least give the league winner something big for winning the league and still play. All right, so that you're the league, you get $1 million for having the most points at the end of the league. All right, but you may not be the champion of the competition, but you end with the most points. Is there any consideration for that? Because the thing you have with this thing is that the most consistent team may not win. A man lead the league for the entire season.
Well, let me tell you, sir. We will look at it. And we're very grateful to our predecessors for setting up the knockout. You know, it is amazing. It's pandemonium down at Sabana Park, and it was just great. So I'm thankful to my predecessors, you know, Mr. Henry, Mr. Stewart, Mr. Siaga, etc. Them build a nice little product, JFF. So you know, so we are satisfied with it, but I will table it to my board and to the JFF and hear what they say. Of course, Waterhouse Vex, you know,
and
but
don't be holding, because don't be holding was leading the league very, very well. I mean, they get some money still, but I can
yeah,
understand.
no, Waterhouse get the worst out there because Waterhouse.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, man. So then we can't go on Waterhouse right now. So we'll see. But we'll see. Don't worry, sir. Let's put it to the bigger heads. I'll make them guide me and tell me what them think. We work with it. I mean, you want to keep everybody motivated. So
yeah.
that's not a big issue for me. No.
Yeah. What's the benchmark to sponsor a team?
10 million. 10 million is to get the name on the shirt.
Okay. And that is done through the PFJL, not the club.
That's correct. The clubs have signed over the chest, the back, the side, the breast, and the sleeves to us.
Okay. And next question here is that we need press conferences for the teams and coaching who playing together. So for it, it's very
before the games, so
what people are thinking is like when
hold on. We just try to understand. We do have the press conference before the finals. So you are saying before every game we're to have a press conference?
I think that is what they're alluding to. What they're saying is that
we don't have enough
broadcast time.
Exactly.
Ear time.
You would have ear time to get the press conference material out.
You know what I think though? This is where now, because you need to, the club need, like your marketing team need to help the club to market using their social media spaces and platforms. Because truthfully, I'd love to hear from the team that I support, the coach and the player sitting down, taking some questions to know what they're going to do. Just like when the Reggae Boys playing, when Chelsea is going to play.
All right, so let me tell you what the strategy we have there. The strategy we have there is to work with the bloggers, work with you, and as you know, we've reached out to you and we stay in contact with you.
Yeah,
and we don't want to create another site for them to go to.
Right.
So we're seeking to work with you, management, and then you would have a feature. But as you know, you can't carry 6 matchups. You understand? That would be a 3-4 hour long program, which nobody's gonna watch.
Absolutely.
So what we have to do is to have a matchup with every. So we have identified 6 bloggers, and then we'll have a matchup with each blogger. So we have that. We started that late in the season, and we're gonna continue it and build it out some more.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, I know financially it is also difficult. I know you're gonna have, it's just like a man who have 2 sons, and then his wife says, "Boy, I'm pregnant with twin." Right? So problem, 2 more. So you have 2 more on the way. You have 2 more children, so you're gonna move from 12 to 14. How you plan on managing that?
Brother, I call the president. I have been calling the president for the last 3 months at least. Yeah. I've been calling the former general secretary. I've been calling at least 2 vice presidents. I've been calling the head of the competitions department. I've been calling the.
He's normally at the games, though, Mr. Daly.
Brother, may I tell you, I call everybody.
Whoa.
The league will collapse if 2 more teams are added. The league will collapse. The league is not in a financial position This is the professional league, you know. This is you can't have your professional league man them beg money for transport people go a match, you know, and you know them do have no nutrition, and them do have them do have any kit. Guys, we are miles away from sustainability. The current league is just now generating some profits that can pass on to the clubs.
So will you have been consultation before?
Nobody no call me. Nobody. Whoa. 2 years don't mean at a job. When you sit down here say league expand, they say expand. Me say me can't even find money for satisfy the, I don't know how these clubs. In fact, I had to ask the clubs, why are you even doing this? Because you couldn't love football so much that you are going to your pocket every month for players and all of this. And what the players are being paid is embarrassing. And I go come and say you go bring in more. That's madness. That's suicide, right? And I've made it clear in every forum. I'm going to be talking on it again tomorrow morning. Man's man, you make it clear to everybody. Yo, in Belgium, they're cutting the size of their league. In Costa Rica, it's like 10 teams that have in their league, and Costa Rica have way more money than we. And with our per capita so low, or per capita income so low.
Yeah.
You are telling me that you want to go to 14 teams? Where are we gonna get money from? Who will pay the players? You are asking for some rich man to just give away his money to support this.
So maybe what they should have done is demoted 2 teams and brought up 2 and keep it at the 12. That seemed to would have been a better plan, because at least it have kept it with the 12. Because
all I'm saying to Jamaica, to the diaspora, to everybody, want to lash out on this, because what we have built this year is going to collapse. We never even find sponsor for the 12 teams this year.
Yeah, right. Because 2 teams never had any sponsor on their jersey.
We have no sponsor, and we have to juggle around and shuffle around for get the team some money. And the team them broke. They have been carrying this thing for years without any form of compensation. So how can you build a professional league like that? What is the point? That don't make no sense. You can't have an industry that is not commercially viable. That's madness. So what I've asked is that give us, and then worse, we're coming off of COVID. So COVID from a health perspective may have reduced, but COVID from an economic perspective is still here. And the companies, the sponsoring companies, have cut back significantly. And so we can't expand the league right now. We just get profitable. You have to give it 2-3 years to get the clubs sustainable. And then when the club's sustainable, no problem. You give me 100 teams, no problem. I have no problem.
Okay. I see what you mean. You're saying that first there has to be sustainability before there is expansion.
Absolutely, you have to stable. You know, when you go up on the plane, them say put the mask onto yourself first, so that you are stable before you help others.
Yeah.
So make us stabilize. You know, so almost 60 70% of the compliance requirements that the JFF set for the clubs now meet. So if someone not talk about the money side, but doesn't talk about the administrative compliance side. So you have 12 clubs, half of which, or even more than half of which, not meeting the existing standards. And you will look for add 2 more. You understand me? When the man them where you put up in there, not even reach the standards yet, them not have no field, them not have no audited financials, them not have no board, them not have no management team, them not have no marketing. All of the FIFA standards for the operation of a professional club, they're not meeting. And then you will turn around now and say you want to put 2 more teams. Come on, I mean, let's build the thing properly. Yeah. I'm here to help, but let's not do this thing, you know.
Yeah, I think that must be explained. You have to have viability and sustainability before you have expansion. That's how business works. That's business.
I am all for expansion, and I don't like all of a team in New York. I don't like all of a team in Miami. I'm ready. But make us stabilize the thing first. Make us stabilize the thing first. Get proper training facilities. Get proper, physio, medic. The team, half of the team, them never even get them insurance in place for the league we just got.
Yeah.
So, some basic things. Make us get the basics in place first, and then we talk about expansion. I'm all for expansion, but make us stabilize the thing first.
Yeah, I have here. This is he goes by the name Stan Kroenke, so you know that he owns the Denver Nuggets, Arsenal, the Colorado
in the
Avalanche.
meta universe.
Yeah, in the meta universe. He's part of the diaspora. So over there in New York, right? So he want to engage. But Kyle Wallace here says something. He says, when are you going to run for the JFF presidency? The nation needs you. If not, can you find a candidate? We need one with business acumen. I think he's suggesting like you.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that to me. We don't have a vacancy in the JFF. We don't have a vacancy. So I don't understand what do I run for?
They're going to some people say there's no vacancy, but there's a void.
No, there is a desire for a higher level of strategic guidance and leadership. No problem. I get that.
Okay.
However, what we need to zone in on is the election process, because if you want to change a prime minister, you have a process that you can follow. So what I would encourage people to do is to look at the process of the JFF, the Constitution, and so on, and ensure that is structured in a way that you're comfortable. Then we can talk about electing the leader, because if our Constitution didn't allow for a democratic election, we wouldn't be able to voice and appoint and demand the kind of leadership that we're able to demand. And so we have to do the same for football. You can't just come to me and say, you must go run. Where must go run? There's no elections. There is no process that I can participate in. So did you say you go to JC? That sounds like a JC one answer.
So can I jump in for a second to be serious? So Chris, I've sort of heard management. I listened to the conversation all night. Very good job, management, by the way, asking the questions that we want and looking at answers to. So you've expanded that to now have discourse around the national, at the national level versus at the club level. First, I want to say, Chris, good job in terms of you run the JPL like a business, to lay out the sort of 4 fundamental components of when we think about a business, whether it's marketing, management, product, demographics, which is really, really good. And then you're informing your audience about how each of those components, how you have sort of managed, engaged, try to exploit out each component, which works really, really well. And obviously you're having some success, right? And I talked to management today. What I said to him was, my hope is that we're not trying to recreate the wheel when we're doing things. Because the world is such a broad space nowadays, there's always space you can benchmark, right? And take best ideas from, incorporate it, enhance it, and put your product out there. You don't want to go to market a bit of pilot a lot of times. You want to go afterwards where people make mistakes and you can take those mistakes, figure out how to manage around them, get rid of the challenges, and move your program along. I'm going to go back to the whole national program you're talking about, which is there is a vacuum of leadership across all Jamaica, but we talk about football today. People see you as the savior, frankly, because when someone has come and done something and they look at it and say, you know what, if we extrapolate this to the national program, same concept, because it's just going at a what do you call a high level, much more broader, much more macro, then you know what, this may work across the country. And frankly, I think it's symbiotic, if one thing about it, the national program with local program, right? Your clubs are the feeder for your national team. And your national team can give you more exposure to players than even your club can.
Absolutely.
So the question, and I know you've sort of evaded the question like a JC man does, really brilliantly. The question for you, though, is you use the pronoun us first versus we, what we need to do. What I know you talk about the electoral process. We all agree with that. It's good electoral process, but we know the process is constructed and is managed in such a way where it's a closed.
Yeah.
It's a closed club. It's an old boys club. It's a golf club. It's like an old boys club. It's closed. It's not an electoral process because the way it's set up is like a dictatorship that has components to it, and those components all feed into this, and it's not going to change. So the question for you is a much more difficult question. You have to answer this forum, which is, are you part of the thought process or people basically say, you know what, we need material changes, not superficial changes, material changes, and I will be the catalyst or the leader of that change.
Yo, man, what is you gonna do, man? You set me up, brother. You tell me, say it's a JPL thing this and it's a half what you want me for. And
it's a football thing. It's a football thing. It's a football thing.
Boy, you see what is one get everything you go on far than the yard, but get the blame people. You see?
Right, let me answer it in 2 ways. Let me answer it as Chris Williams, and let me answer it as Chris Williams is the businessman, and Chris Williams is the Jamaican.
All right, but Chris, let me just say this, right? You have won yourself a new account opener at Proven. First responder, who actually is a first responder by nature, says, I'm going to open an account with Proven and buy some shares just because of you.
Yeah, big up.
And if you answer this question well, you may even get much business.
Yeah. All right, so as a Jamaican, I'm not satisfied with how the national program is being executed, and it does appear as if the challenge in execution is at the leadership level, and I've said that to the president. I've said that to the president. I mean, I said to him that the fact that I had to be called, on a Saturday to swipe my credit card for bring home the players is not a good look. It's not a good look. I mean, I did it, but I said to the president that that's not acceptable. And so as a Jamaican, I don't like how we're executing the national program, and as you know, in these things, leadership have to take the responsibility and bear the responsibility. So I put that at the feet of the president and say, we have to do better. No, how is that? I said to him, I am prepared to provide some assistance, so he hasn't taken me up on it. The next option is to participate in an electoral process towards driving change. I haven't made a decision on that. If it was called on me today, I would not participate. I'm not in a position today to participate. If it's called on me 6 months from now, would I be in a position to participate? I don't know, but I would certainly be in a better position because, I would have executed on one or two of my business objectives and be in a more comfortable position. So possibly. But if you ask me today, would I challenge and would I run? I would have to say no. I'm not in a position today. However, I do recognize that from a Jamaican perspective, we're not where we should be. So yes, there is a problem. Can I help to fix it? Yes, I think I can help to fix it. I think, and am I prepared to answer the call from Jamaica to help? Yes, because at the end of the day, that's what you live for. You live to serve your country. Money and everything you can't go out, that can't bury with you. But in terms of, holding your head up and having your kids proud of you and, Jamaicans proud of you, that is priceless. So yeah.
Is he frozen? Or is it my system?
I think it will come back.
My system is not ready.
I couldn't serve, I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, man, we're hearing you. Yeah, we're hearing you.
Yeah, I think you're frozen.
I couldn't serve today, but in 6 months, I should be in a better position to from a business.
A more definitive answer either way.
Yes, in 6 months, but right now, today, no, I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be able to step.
Let me ask.
But Chris, as you know, if someone has an aspiration for a position, they have to think about what's going to allow me to source that position. What do I need to do? Because frankly, the way it's constructed now, as I've talked about before, it's set up in a way to maintain the status quo. And so if you think about an election, whether it's politics or otherwise, you have to be able to put infrastructure in place. The structure that we have today has to change for you to have any chance of success. So even though you say 6 months from now, you'd have to start now, regardless of your ability to be available immediately.
And that
I think you're alluding to that earlier about the Constitution.
No. That's a separate. I was saying to people that they should, read. But what he's asking me now is, have I done that homework and I should start to do that homework? No. And the answer to that is yes, I've done that homework and I am doing that homework because yes, I've heard the calls and I'm a Jamaican, so I have to start to do the homework so that if 6 months from now I make the decision to step in, yes, I would have done the homework already and I know who to call, what to do, how to lobby, etc. So yes, I'm not, as I said before, I'm a JC man, so I do my homework. So I'm doing my homework. I'm making sure I understand the lay of the land and learning about national development and so on. So that if in 6 months, we'll make some big money at Proven
I like that. I like that. Definitely.
See, you put contingencies around your availability.
Yeah.
They can't be the contingencies. Here's what I want to say also, though. If you're doing your homework, I would hope that part of that homework is you also put it a team, because any situation in the electoral process, you're only as good as your team. And that team, to me, so this is me saying it, not you, have to exclude those in the current situation positions. Even though sometimes you need to retain institutional knowledge, you need to get out of that knowledge, or we don't need it. Let's just be blunt. Okay. So I don't want you to ask the question and put yourself in a situation with anyone, but we would hope it's a clean house situation. Even though a lot of times you need legacy, you need institutional knowledge that's been there, know how things are done. But frankly, how things are working, I'm sure that's a hindrance more than a help. So.
Okay. All right. Noted.
Mr. Williams, so what last, because I know you have to run, because you did say 30 minutes and you see it, you know, you understand.
No, nice man. Let me ask you one more question. Not JFF. No, one more question, not JFF. Chris, yes, a question for you, Chris. You mentioned the whole concept of, sorry, management, now I'll take up your program. The whole concept of, wait, bring me on later. The whole concept of the teams want to expand. And you're running like a business, and now you talk a lot about revenues, and I'm assuming you can control your cost structure. But the question for you is, have you come up with your financial projection over a 3, 5, or 10-year period? Have you outlined to the team what your long and midterm and short-term plans are? So then, therefore, they'll understand when it may be optimum, for example, to expand because you're in a position of sustainability. Things are running really well. And even if you expand, how does a team come in? Do they pay a franchise fee to come in? Because you can actually supplement some of that income, some of that revenues, if someone's pay to play versus just coming in free. Okay.
Yes, I've done we have done the projections. I presented the 22-23 projections to my shareholders today. And so we have our targets. For the next few years, we think it's going to take us about 3 years to stabilize the ship. I don't want to call the exact figure, but I would say we are right now about a third of where we need to be. So what you saw at Sabina on the finals, we need to see that at least once a month. And then what we saw at Sabina for the finals, we need to see that in the national stadium. So we are some ways away from sustainability and stability. I'd say we're about 33 1/3 of our target at this time.
And as you mentioned the national stadium, Chris, I suggest, since you have influence and contact and networking, that we enhance this national stadium. Some of them are not fit for purpose.
Yeah, true.
So you can talk to whoever responds for the stadium, owns the stadium, manages the stadium, need to invest some money in that infrastructure to enhance the stadium and its facilities. Because I assume that over time, given the attendance of the park gets bigger, the stadium is the natural venue to hold those events.
Absolutely. That's definitely.
What about, because I want to ask you this final question, what about the persons who saying they're for them, they want to come back to Jamaica, buy in one of these gated communities in the lovely parish of St. Ann, Richmond, Draxall, Manor, well secure, but they also love football and they want to, put some money in one of the clubs. What is the market value of the club, seeing that they're all pool under one thing, and just like someone can buy some shares in Proven and get dividend on it. You have some Proven people here that say you have to make sure you go there. Let me just put up this one. I have one here just said that Proven need to make some money so he can get some dividend. See me here, him say, Mr. Chris, Proven need to make some big money and start
under pressure. It's your mental under pressure. So you message you, man. We have a signing taking place tomorrow. I'm giving you the breaking news.
Yeah.
We have a signing taking place tomorrow. There are 3 clubs that will be signed tomorrow to go public on the June. Yeah. IPO.
Wow.
So that we will sign and announce tomorrow. And we have an underwriter and an arranger, and we have one of the top 4 auditing firms that will be doing the valuation for the clubs. So it is being done properly, and that will be announced tomorrow. That signing is at, I believe, 1:45 tomorrow. So we're going. It's ever nice. Don't worry yourself, man.
Listen, talk because these are your fans, you know. Because they're all them soon start wearing jerseys with their names and things, you know. So but
yo, hear me, Jamaica. Me under pressure. Me need for sort out proof. But I do. You see, the funny thing is, as I tell my family, you see, you dream of this opportunity to serve your nation, you know, and you don't plan it sometimes. Sometimes you don't plan it. You know, you just say, "Let me help out something here," so, and then it just blew up, and suddenly, you know, people are calling me into this position. So I have to reassess, and I'm doing that. But it requires some amount of planning and structuring to ensure that, you know, my financial stability is not compromised. So we're doing that. But we hear you. We love. We want. You know. I want my kids to be proud of what, you know, I've done, not just what I've named. You know, so you know, so me want to serve. We want to serve. I just want to give them. I just want to give them cash. I want to give them a legacy. So, you know, so now I'm here. I'm happy and I'm excited, and, you know, just, you know, we'll see what happens over the next few weeks. But I hear you, Jimmy.
So the people say that you are Chris, the tried and the proven.
Big up.
Man is rap right now. Man is not on DJ.
But listen, I want to thank you so much. I know you're very busy. You had a big meeting this morning, but the fans have been asking to hear from you after a tremendous season or year, because you said the year end. The next big event, people, is in October. You don't want to miss it.
Boom El Clasico.
Just tell the people about that and
Boom El Clasico, October 10th, and then the final game is October 17th, which is Heroes Day. And we have a big surprise for you, because before the game, we're gonna have a celebrity game. So before the matchup of Arnett and Waterhouse teams, we're gonna have a celebrity game, and you're going like the celebrities that we are bringing in. So, you know, you're going to want to see the celebrity that more than you want to see the game.
There you go. And where will the games be played? Sabina Park?
No. First leg is at Waterhouse. Second leg is at Arnett.
All right. So are you going to do the transportation? You remember they had the transportation?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can. We will have a shuttle. So for those that don't want to drive and go Arnett, go park, we'll have a parking at Sagicor. Thanks and big up to Sagicor. And then we shuttle you down, and, you know, you just pay for the shuttle and shuttle you back up.
Yeah. All right, Sir Chris, thank you so much for coming on. Taylor, big up yourself. You don't know.
Big up.
But JC, the second blue, you understand me? Because the 1738 is original blue. It was good to have a KC man and the JC man, and the KC man is wearing blue. You understand me?
Yeah. See, it just showed that I went more in a long time.
Listen, thank you so much, man. Have a wonderful rest of the evening.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, people.
My
there
name's
you go.
man.
Yes, Cranky, go ahead.
You give me 5 minutes. I have a bunch of questions for Chris. Litany of questions. No, but he did a good job.
No, man, I asked a lot of your questions.
He shows a lot of the attributes. Huh?
I asked some of the question that I got from the text.
Mine is mine. I have a very long list. That's a short list.
Hey, I've never had so many people. I am so sorry because there are so many questions. I tried to go back to as many, but I hope as many of them were captured. But I hope he captured most of the things that we were trying to figure out. Right?
No, I think what he did was outline for us how, sort of how it is sort of run, especially when you think we're coming out of COVID and he still had the venture being profitable. That says a lot. Because people use COVID as an excuse, even though COVID is real. And the only league right now, apart from the MLS, is like most of the top leagues are challenged. Maybe the German league is okay. So he basically showed you the thing that I like about what he said was they have a strategy and they've implemented the strategy and the strategy is working. And they're also not trying to run too fast. Because if you run too fast, you can crash. If you drive too fast, you can crash. So it's a very managed and thoughtful way of trying to manage the league to make sure the league is successful. And the most important word there is sustainable.
Yeah. I think
EPL is not, where EPL is running sustainability, there's a bunch of rich people spending a lot of money, not thinking about sustainability. When you have oil money, it's a little different. So I am pleased with a lot of what he said. I think it's a very thoughtful process about what they're trying to do.
Yeah, but how do you? It's a very tough thing because he's saying that the league can't sustain 14 clubs.
No, what he's basically saying is that what they have now is optimal, and to go more clubs is going to have detrimental effect on their profitability. It's not that he's averse to bringing in teams. They're on a certain trajectory. They have to maintain what they have, build up what they have at a certain point. And you see that in MLS, right? The MLS only added teams after a while. They don't just add teams right away. They spend years where they add teams. The NBA have done the same thing. They've done their studies of potential locations, what the location means, what revenues can be generated from different sources, what's the support network in those locations, and then make the inroads into those locations. He's trying to do the same thing. But what I love what he said was he has emulated
the MLS
leagues that have been successful versus trying to run something from scratch. So.
And he did a lot. He's taken a lot of the stuff practiced by the MLS where a lot of the things are done as the MLS, like Atlanta don't go out by themselves to market. It is MLS that markets. So the MLS can say, listen, we have 100 forwards. Atlanta don't have 100 forwards. They probably have 4. So he said, and I like that idea because now you can find the top 10 or 5 across the league and say we have 5. And it can only give you 1. So you understand we are able now to present a pool of selection to a prospective purchaser agent. And I think that is
good. No, what he has done is he has a revenue sharing agreement with the clubs. I think he mentioned something like 20%. So if you do it as a holistic process versus individual teams, you have a better chance of presenting more of people in different positions, whether it's forwards, otherwise the players. And then if a player gets sold, the league get a cut, the team get most of it.
Yeah, 80-20.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Yep. But that good interview. And I know most of us want to know about the presidency,
What?
About him running for presidency. But he did answer. He said that 6 months from now.
Well, I didn't want to put him on the spot, but I do want him to consider. And he said he has considered. Right? It's not like it's something he hasn't considered. But and he says he's done his due diligence. I can't tell him anything he doesn't know. But he has to be really aware of what he's getting involved in. Because it's set up for him to fail unless he finds ways of making inroads.
Yeah. Fresh God, with General, I am so sorry. None of you think did what, even though I didn't put up any Fresh God, did any of the questions that you want to get asked or answered, did you get any answer to them? Number one. If not, I will send him a personal text and ask the question just for you, my friend. You understand? But I'm very sorry. I missed a lot of questions because, you understand me, we did have a conversation about how we wanted it to go. I am very sorry. No, man, no, Fresh God, me not ask, a lot of it was a JPL, is just the last. No, Fresh God, man. Most of it was about the JPL, it's just the last 10 minutes. Yeah, man, just send me the message and me get the question asked for you. I am sorry, brother. To everybody who I missed a question, it's very difficult having the conversation and putting up questions that won't, because when you're going down a particular path, a question can change it, and I didn't want to do that. So, yeah. All right. I am sure Sport seem as if Mr. Williams is in a dilemma. He is necessary for the sustainability of the JPL, and he is needed in the JFF. Okay.
So management, you mentioned something at the closing of the program around teams going public. Now, when you go public, management, when you go sell shares in the public market,
you have to present.
You have to clearly demonstrate. Yeah, you have to be able to demonstrate that, you know what, either you're profitable or you have the ability to be profitable, right? It's a lot of financial statements, a lot of disclosure, a lot of projections. I'll be curious to see what they'll look like.
I think though that there are a couple of teams that can become profitable, even if they're not making profit right now. For example, I believe that Harborview is properly structured, and even a Waterhouse. I would not be surprised if because Mark Golding and then Omar Davis before were at Arnett Garden, they probably have a good financial structure. Because remember, he made a lot of changes when he went to Arnett and removed a lot of people. So sometimes they may not be making profit, but I think they probably have a structure that says, if people buy the shares, there's a guarantee for profit in like you're asking about 1 year, 2 year, 3 year projection. This is what the outlay looks like over a 7-year period. I think it is more like that, but I don't think, given what he has said, any of the clubs are really profitable right now.
Yeah, I mean, the challenge with that is that these are not young clubs. Some of them have been around for a while. And so they have had books from way back when. Are they showing 5-year financials, 10-year financials? Don't know. But he said they had underwriters. And how it normally works is the underwriter buy the shares and then sell them to the public. So somebody is underwriting it. Somebody's buying those shares and distributing those shares to the public, which is interesting. So somebody has confidence that they can go and sell them.
Yeah.
If you're underwriter by the shares, what also happens in that situation is the underwriter has already marketed those shares. They're kind of surprised he's mentioning it now, because now you put the public domain earlier, by generating interest, and then when you decide to go public, people will buy it. So we'll see. I'm interested to see what it looks like.
Yeah. All right. Brain Drain says, are you never going to do membership? No one really cares about perks. That is the deterrent.
What does that mean? I'm confused.
I think I assume that question, that last part of the statement, is really being sarcastic. I am thinking that is what it is.
He's always sarcastic. But what's the sarcasm related to?
So he's
nature is being. He's a sarcastic person by nature.
No, I think what he said is that, all right, do the membership because people don't care about the perks. Just do the membership. Just offer membership. I think that is what he said.
I don't know. Membership in what though? In what?
It is all right. Let me say it is an AI. So, because I was saying because I can't put a gender to an AI. So, it is an AI. So we need further explanation.
Okay. Well, I'm lost. So I'll stay lost. I'm confused and lost. I'll stay lost. I'm not that smart.
Yeah. But Cracky, thank you for coming on.
Bless up.
Yeah, man. People, listen. We're supposed to have all our track and field people are waiting to do the track and field show, but this went overtime, so we're gonna end it now. But big up to Cranky, and all the persons in the comment section, right? Again, if I did not ask a question that I think Mr. Williams could provide the answer for, he wouldn't have a problem answering. So just send the question to me. I'll send it to him, and when he gives me the answer, I'll send it back to you. What Brain Drain is saying, Cranky, is I am talking about your channel membership. Yeah, man, that's what I know. So I'm saying that you're talking about the channel membership, and you're saying that I should offer the membership, and you're basically saying because people don't care about the perks of membership, they just want to be members. I think that is what
no. Brain Drain, he's not offering membership because he knows you're going to become a member. He doesn't want to be part of his membership.
No. That's
why he's not offering it.
What is going on between you, Brain Drain?
I thought you would get the message, Brain Drain. You're slow. What happened? The AI is not programmed right? I am trying to be like Brain Drain. The sarcasm and so what he does, he counterpunches. Whatever you say is in his little lab thinking, okay, how can I come back with something that's cute, that's smart, that's not really apparent, but can be deciphered, that's showing my intellect capacity and how smart I am, but not to the person who's just thinking about things literally. How can I do that? And after a while, it becomes natural for him. So he doesn't think about it anymore. Yeah. So he's programmed the AI right.
And then, the people are also crying out for the debate, Cranky. So I don't know how that is going to work.
Debate with who? With who?
The Battle of New York.
I mean, Diego, he's unharmed. He doesn't have any weapons. If he doesn't be loud, I can't debate. I can't debate loud because he gets excited. It's good to have excitable debaters, but it has to be managed. He gets excited.
All right. Well, thanks again.
And before you go, let me say this. I said the other day about anarchy, and the man told me to go to the dictionary because I don't know what anarchy means. When it wasn't being used in a literal sense, if you realize, I always do the comment about the inmates running the asylum. If the inmates run the asylum, it eventually becomes anarchy because things are all going to be chaotic. So I shouldn't have to explain these things, but I'm forced to because I'm being told I don't understand what words mean. I try not to use words I don't know. And I can be like Brain Drain. I can run to the thesaurus and look them up if I don't know what they mean. But anyway, good night, everyone.
Yeah.
And so Brain, keep in the lab. Brain. Stay in the lab.
What about the people who are going to say to you, you're calling the people in me?
I can't use figure of speech anymore. I can't use analogies anymore. I have to say literally. They're not inmates. So let me just say this way. You don't want the kids to run the classroom. How about that? You want a teacher to run the classroom, not the kids. Let me use another analogy. Let the kids run the classroom, not the teachers.
They are wards.
Or the employees that run the company, management does. Well, I tell you.
And people, listen, bless up. Our track and field people are going to come on as soon as I am finished. You have yourself a wonderful rest of the night. And tomorrow, Jamaica Reggae Girls will be taking on Canada in the semifinals. And we are going to be doing a live watch along. Hopefully, Neil can be back because I'm thinking that our Cranky can do some commentary, though his internet is freezing because my feed is normally 2 minutes behind. So I hope that one of these guys can come on and help me. So tomorrow you can
I don't understand why my internet is freezing though, because I pay my bills. I just paid it today. And it was a lot too. So it shouldn't be freezing. Maybe I need to have a recall. Maybe I need to take my money back because I saw people freeze. I thought it was Chris freezing and you freezing. I didn't know it was me.
Oh, we'll ask him tomorrow, Brain Drain, because he's going to come on for the pregame show. So we'll ask him.
Shaw was excellent, by the way. Shaw was excellent, and she's able to get up because normally she can't get up. It takes her a while to get up. She was excellent. Yeah. I give praise, Brain Drain, where it's warranted. I don't praise mediocrity. I praise competence and excellence.
Yeah, there we go. All right, people, as we always say, I am Manizman, this is Stan Cranky, and we are over, and we are O-U-T out.
Yo, watch about dog, SK New Erdis, the body there, Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Ocho-Rios, Galtigo Bay, everywhere. I Am Sure Sports, check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like,
Yeah. Someone on for the food from we young, from we day, you need high eat. I am sure sports. Yeah, dog.